Hey, Arcturus here. Today, we're looking at a set for Lego Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson Cottage. This is set 21341 and comes with 2,361 pieces. It comes with 6 minifigures, 3 for Max, Danny, and Allison, and 3 for the Sanderson sisters, Winifred, Mary, and Sarah. There's a lot of details on this set. You also get a small cat figure to represent Thackeray Binks, and represents the cottage as seen in the 1993 movie Hocus Pocus. It had a sequel at one point. I haven't seen it. I've only seen the original. But I think from what I remember of the movie, this is a pretty good set. Matches up well for kind of a lot of the small details that were in the cottage, as the set does include a lot of those. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll start off by looking at the exterior of the cottage. And we'll take a look at the outside of the cottage. So first, we have a graveyard section, which has the cat, as from the movie, some of the tombstones, all of which are made with sticker pieces. And they just kind of attach very simply with a single stud there. So here we have, one of the sticker pieces, and they just attach very simply to the side there. The gates are made by those ladder pieces, just attached to those hook sections. They just attach to a single, and the tombstone is just attached to a single stud there. You can see the details here, all sticker pieces, unfortunately, but pretty understandable as they're fairly unique. And here's what that section looks like up close. So here's the full front section. My camera doesn't quite have the focal depth to get the whole thing on here, all set up in front of the house like it would be with the box there, but I'll set it up kind of like this, so it's the gate leading up to the house, and the gates do open. There's some nice cat paw prints there in the stone of the ground. You got a bucket and that tree, kind of half-dead tree there. On the cottage itself, you have a sign in the front. Again, another sticker piece, a small mailbox section here. The door is also a sticker, which surprised me, but it does actually have a cutout here for this little door handle section, and it has its own details on the inside as well with its own separate sticker piece. Some dead grass and logs here, some pumpkins, more dead grass, some vines growing out of the house. You can see it's kind of that worn, dilapidated roof there, even on the small section, and with the 2 different chimneys. And then you have the back, which does open to allow access to the house. And you have a light brick here that lights up under the cauldron that you can press very easily. And if you have this closed, that button is actually hidden away. And then on the other side, we have the water wheel. Let's let this back a little bit. There are actually some clear blue bricks under the wheel to represent the water, and the wheel, as it turns, you can see those flames are going up. I'll turn a little easier so it's a little easier to see. And I'm turning the wheel very slowly because it does sometimes detach from the mechanism inside the house, and with how crowded the house is, it's a little difficult to fix. So I'm not turning it too quickly, but you can see it kind of controls the flames there. All right, so you can see the house is kind of set up for a museum. You have do not touch signs that you put together, the black candle, a little information section here, some of those red and chain guardrails there. You can see that there's more stuff in the corner there. And one thing you can do to get a little bit better view is you can actually remove that side section there, and the roof does lift up. And the roof just attaches very simply with these Technic pieces, so it doesn't remove like some of the roofs do where it just kind of sits there with friction, but it's actually attached pretty well, which makes the interior have a little bit more room. And so if we rotate here, trying to get as much light as possible, you can see we build like a display case for the book from the movie. You have the cages with skeletons in them, some spiders here as well, and you can kind of see the bed here up on the top. made with multiple different colors of little one stud tiled off pieces. You also have the vacuum for that Mary uses to fly on from the movie. Some windows that have glass in them, some do not. Some have metal shutters like here, and others are open like this one, where there's nothing in there. And you have these wood panels here in front to give it a tiled off section, but they're also offset at slight angles to kind of give that more patched look. The cages do just kind of hang there and swing freely, and you do assemble those out of a couple different pieces, and we can actually take a quick look at one. So it's just two of these, I don't know what you call these pieces, but two of this piece, one on top, one on bottom, and then a couple of these bar pieces with the grabbers, with the grabbing piece here, and it just kind of sits there, and you can, the skeleton just barely fits, so it's actually immobile, so it doesn't rattle around as you shake it, don't have to worry about it falling off, and then they just attach by those chains to the ceiling, and then they just kind of hang there. So in the back, you can see some candelabras and some other sticker pieces in there. On the sides, there's another skeleton in that back window, which I think if I move these, you get a better view there. There we go. So you get a slightly better view, and I will actually just take these out to give you... that's not good. They do detach a little easily from the top, so they might be a little difficult to get back in, but I will fix that later. So here we have, so you can see another candelabra with a writing pen on the desk. You can see the back side of the water wheel there, which would probably be used for like grinding grain or bones in this case, probably. They are witches after all. Some details there in like a slight kitchen area almost, or at least cups and bowls there. One thing that's a little difficult about this is it's very cramped, and the building doesn't open. It's all put together as like one piece. So it's a little difficult to get in there. So it does not make a awesome play set simply because of how difficult it is to get in there to play with. You do have the cauldron, and it does have the light there with that light brick, which is pretty cool. I think it's a clever way to hide it, especially with the walls here. And then you have the stairs going up, very tight stairs. This is actually fairly accurate to... Oops, I put one of those in there on the wrong stair. These sidewalls can actually just detach. They're held in with those clips there. You have like a... and then in the back, you can just see the souvenir stand. For minifigures, you do get the three main heroes, Max, Allison, and Danny. So here we have Danny, who is Max's little sister, as they are going out while these witches are trying to kill them to regain their life. And so you have a detailed witch costume for his little sister, two-sided face printing, fairly accurate costume from what I remember of the movie, and a very well molded hairpiece. Has a witch hat molded onto the hair, as well as some like orange stars there on it. And she, of course, has a trick-or-treating pumpkin. Then we have her older brother, Max, who's the main character, or one of the main characters of the movie. Some jeans and t-shirt with a jacket over it, because it does get cold in Salem, Massachusetts. A very simple minifigure. He does have a terrified face, as well as a more calm, smiling face. And then we have Allison, Max's classmate, who's carrying a pile of salt to kind of ward off the witches, also in jeans and a shirt and jacket, and with a molded hairpiece, and has an alternate face print as well. And then we have the three Sanderson sisters. So here we have Sarah Sanderson, who has her potion and her purple and red robes and purple cloak. If we take off the hairpiece, she also has an alternate face printing and then some back printing there on her torso. And let's So here we have Mary Sanderson, who also has her mirror and her unique hairstyle and her torso and dress piece printing, and also has some slight back printing there in the red for her torso, as well as an alternative face. And then for the last, we have Winifred Sanderson, who comes with these, spell effect pieces. I'll just remove real quickly. And has a very detailed torso and dress print here. Torso and leg print, I should say. That is the dress piece. And also has her unique hair piece, as well as some slight printing there on the back. Although it is covered by the cloak, like the other two. And her alternate face printing there as well. So, thoughts on this set? I enjoyed... we forgot a building. In the side building... Went too quickly. In the side building, we have the full kitchen area. So we have a chair in front of the fire with a pot and a sack over the fire there. And it just attaches with 2 Technic pins, and it's kind of helped guided in by these red... also Technic pins, but not the clip type, and a chair, as well as an hourglass, and a small secretary here as well, and a glassless window with that extra detail there, and some vines crawling over it. For the build itself, it was quite fun. It is Lego, and they are almost always enjoyable. It was a little odd to line up some of these dilapidated wood pieces here, but I think it went together well. I think overall it's a good display set. I don't really think it's a great play set simply because the interior is so crowded, which is accurate to the movie, but I don't think there's really enough room in there for play features to really be a huge part of it. That is an old looking cottage with the dilapidated roof, but it would be very easy to convert this if you were doing a city build and you wanted kind of a quaint looking cottage, to just fill in some of this with more of these gray tile pieces to give it a full roof, and to just take the magic pieces out of the chimney, and then you have just an old looking cottage. You could even leave the vines on the side and have it be kind of overgrown. Maybe just remove this cottage sign here in the front, and then you just have a older looking cottage. You could even leave this in. You might want to add some glass to these windows just to kind of make it look a little less dilapidated and straighten out these pieces here on the front. And then you have a very nice looking cottage. Or you could, of course, leave it as the Hocus Pocus themed set as well. Well, that's all I have for today. If you made it to this part of the video, happy Halloween. This should be going up just before Halloween because Halloween falls on a Thursday. And since that's all I've got for today, I will catch you next week with another video.